Gravitas, co-presented by Skoda. Kushaq, choose what really matters.
20th September 2001, 9 days after the World Trade Center towers fell. George W. Bush, the then President of the United States, stood before the US Congress and made this vow.
We will starve terrorists of funding, turn them one against another, drive them from place to place, until there is no refuge or no rest. And we will pursue nations that provide aid or safe haven to terrorism. Every nation in every region now has a decision to make. Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
We will starve terrorists of funding, turn them one against another, pursue nations that provide safe havens to terrorism, and finally, those famous lines, either you're with us or you're with the terrorists. George Bush had launched America's war against terror. 20 years later, the United States is working with the very same terrorists. Those who protected Osama bin Laden, the brain behind the deadliest terror attack in the 21st century, they are America's partners now. The US is calling them businesslike and professional. That's right, that's how America describes the Taliban now, businesslike and professional.
Can you explain a little bit more about why the White House in a statement is calling the Taliban businesslike and professional?
We wanted to note that the Taliban was cooperative in facilitating the departure of these American citizens and legal permanent residents from HKIA.
Taliban is businesslike and professional. Their interior minister has an FBI wanted poster. He's got a $10 million bounty on his head. What's the business?
And in order to get those people out, we had to work with some members of the Taliban to press them and to work in a business-like manner to get them out.
What an embarrassing retreat. America wanted to defeat the Taliban. 20 years later, America stands defeated. It is engaging with the Taliban, bending to their will, legitimizing them, and that too just before the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Every year, 9/11 serves as a reminder of how the terror threat still prevails and why the world needs to join forces to combat it. But this year, it's different. This anniversary of the 9/11 attack will remind the world of the humiliation the US suffered in Afghanistan. America's war on terror is ending in crushing defeat. The terrorists have won, and they're broadcasting it. Let me show you some pictures that came out today. This is said to be a Talib torturing an Afghan by tying up his hands and feet and dunking his head into water. These pictures are graphic. We advise viewer discretion. This is very disturbing. We don't know where this happened, but reports say Afghans in remote areas are afraid. The Taliban are seeking revenge. They are hunting rivals. They got one in Panjshir. Ruhollah Saleh, the brother of former Vice President Amarullah Saleh, he's been killed. Ruhollah Saleh was on his way to Kabul from Panjshir. He was captured by the Taliban and tortured to death, we are told. Revenge killings are being reported every day. The Taliban have killed at least 4 women police officers. The killings happened in Kandahar, Kapisa and Ghazni provinces. Elsewhere, women police officers have received death threats. Let me read out what one of these letters said. The Islamic Emirate considers jihad against infidels and servants its religious obligation. By killing infidels, we are sending them to hell. This letter was sent to a woman cop who had earlier interrogated some of the Talibs. The women of Afghanistan are under attack. They're battling the Taliban's bullets and their words. Here's the latest. A senior Taliban leader compared a woman lawmaker to a prostitute. He was asked why women cannot be in government, and this was his reply.
خب زن نصف پیکر جامعه نصف مگه ولی ما خود نصفش ندانستیم اونا را کلگی نصف میدانه خود نصف چه رقم نصف
همین نصفه که ما تعریف میکنیم همین نصف خودش غلط تعریف میشه اینجا. نصفی است که تو در کابینه ماندی نمی نصف است. اگر هر چقدر حقوقش پایمال میکردی و حقش در جای شده، من مثال بر تو میگم، در طی 20 سال اخیر هر چقدر که از این میدیا، از این چیزی که در دست امریکا و در دست از این حکومت غلام بوده، هر چقدر که نشر شده بغیر از فحشا در دفترها دیگه چیز نشر شده، ما خود نکردیم.
Revenge killings, an assault on civic liberties, and a misogynistic mindset. The Taliban has been in power for less than a month, but the world has already seen what's in store for Afghans. And the world doesn't seem to mind now. Global institutions seem resigned to this. Look at what the United Nations Secretary General has said. He has asked the international community to, quote-unquote, maintain a dialogue with the Taliban.
Si on veut que l'Afghanistan ne soit pas
If we do not want Afghanistan to be a center of terrorism, if we do not want women and girls to lose all the rights they acquired during the previous period, if we want the different ethnic groups to feel represented, of course we must maintain a dialogue with the Taliban, a dialogue with principles.
Différents groupes ethniques puissent se sentir représentés.
A dialogue with principles. What does that even mean? The United Nations Secretary General is talking about principles with the Taliban. America wanted to do the same thing, and look where Afghanistan is today. The Taliban is not interested in dialogue. It's time the world understood that. They only understand one language, the language of violence and money. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.
Gravitas, co-presented by Skoda. Kushak, choose what really matters.